One of the apps in Hotel IQ that is used the most frequently is our Pickup and Pace app. And that isn't really surprising at all. As we know, Pickup and Pace are some of the most common ways for our users to really keep their finger on the pulse of their organization's performance. And so it stands to reason that they would be using that area of Hotel IQ more frequently than others. What is a little bit different with looking at your pickup and pace here in Hotel IQ Decision Cloud versus other solutions is that now for the first time for a lot of people across the organization, you no longer need to wait for someone to update a report and send out a daily email or for a weekly meeting to get in-depth insights into your pickup and pace. Anyone in the organization who has a need or a desire to see in-depth pickup and or pace analysis has the ability to log into Hotel IQ and take a look at those so that they can start asking and answering their own questions right away. So today we're going to take a quick look at that pickup and pace app here in Hotel IQ Decision Cloud. On the first tab here, we can see we have our pickup, and this is for a small portfolio of 3 hotels. So there's a lot going on here, but let's break it down quickly. So over on the right-hand side, we can see that we're looking at our net pickup. So we can see in terms of rooms, ADR, and revenue, where we landed. So this is looking at our pickup in the last 7 days for the next 12 months and how that varies to last year. Visually, if we look in the center of the dashboard, we can see our pickup versus last year. And so, for me, the first thing that stands out here is we have this negative pickup over here. So, for the month of October, we can see there was negative pickup of $78,000 for across the portfolio. Let's try and find out a little bit more about that. So let's see, so now using some of the filters or the pie charts down at the bottom, we can, further contextualize this here and get some more answers. So let's take a shot here and let's click on this to see what the picture looks like for my group pickup. This is across my portfolio, and yep, there we go. As I suspected, we can see that in the month of October, that negative pickup was in the group segment. So we had some group wash there, maybe not surprising. But on the flip side of that, if I want to understand what is the picture for my transient pickup in the last 7 days, I can click on that, and there we go. So now I can see what that looks like on a month-by-month basis. And at a high level over on the right-hand side, I can see what that picture looks like again on an overall basis. If we jump over to the next tab, we can even look at this same pickup in a more table style view. And say we want to just zoom in on our summer months over here. And I want to look at my transient pickup for my superior and my standard room types. There we go. Now I can see exactly what we picked up in the last 7 days for the next 12 months by all of my hotels. And here I have it sorted by the variance in ADR. So we can see for Hotel 3, they have a really high variance in their ADR versus last year. So they're selling at a much higher rate. We can see what that looks like across that small portfolio. And then in the same way as well, we have our pace here all in the same dashboard. So everything's all together in one place for a nice, quick, easy access. And again, here it's holding my filter to look at the next couple months here. So we're looking between June and August. And again, here I can see my pace. So this year versus same time last year on a month-by-month basis, what that looks like on an overall. And then again, here the same thing. So how are we pacing for group? How are we pacing for transient? How am I pacing for my superior room class? I can look at that as well. And then again, if we jump over to that last tab over here, same kind of thing where we can apply these filters again and look at this in a tabular style view. So maybe we want to look at the next 12 months, all of them, and what is our group pace looking like across the board. Maybe let's just zoom in on one of the hotels over here, and there we go. We can see exactly what that looks like for this hotel, month by month pace for the next 12 months filtered to group. And if I wanted to add any other filters here across channels or room classes, I have those options available to me. So all of this to say that within this one dashboard, we give our users the ability to look at their pickup and their pace and understand it in a more in-depth way. And like I said before, they don't have to wait for someone to run a report or send an email or to have a meeting. Anyone across the organization can jump in and start asking and answering these kinds of questions, driving that organizational alignment and putting everybody on the same page. So that is a quick look at the pickup and pace dashboard here in Hotel IQ Decision Cloud.